afternoon, everyone. My name is Connor Matthews, a student from the Hayesbrook School. Welcome to our school report. Today we will be covering two major subjects. First, we have Oliver Harwood and Zana Vincent, who will be explaining parts of UKIP for us. So take it away, you two.
Hi, I'm Ollie Harwood.
And I'm Zana Vincent.
With an update about Nigel Farage.
He has big plans to stop immigration for 5 years. What do you think about Nigel Farage's plans on immigration?
I think his plans on immigration are obviously that's his view, but if he's trying to stop immigrants coming into the country on a 5-year block, then I suggest that he might want to relax that a little bit and think about allowing people to come into the country and settle in the country, providing they're bringing something to the society and working in this country and helping.
Multi-choice question now. How many Twitter followers do you think Nigel Farage has? A, 600,000, B, 195,000, or C, 250,000?
250,000.
195,000. And would you like him as Prime Minister?
I don't know enough about his plans in order for me to state whether or not he should be Prime Minister or not. I'm not that knowledgeable on what his ideology is.
About his plans on immigration?
I'm not a big fan of Michael Farage, to be honest, and I think one of the strengths of this country is the diversity of its population, and I think too much negativity surrounds immigration, in my opinion, when there's plenty of immigrants bring things to this country that are worthwhile, and therefore I'm not in favour of Michael Farage's plans.
Would you like him to be Prime Minister?
No, definitely not.
Thank you then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver and Zander. I was quite interested about that subject. Anyway, now Ollie Holloway will be discussing terrorism for us. What do you have for us, Ollie?
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Ollie Holloway, and I'll be a reporter on terrorism. To start, I've interviewed several people on their views and opinions. How do you think the UK could stop terrorism?
Well, I think they could stop terrorism first of all by educating the young people not to join those groups.
Yeah.
By also educating young people about obviously violence and really I would say, being vigilant at all times. Okay?
Yeah. Do you think the UK and the US are as bad as the terrorists?
I don't think they're as bad as the terrorists. I think that the terrorists are actually they don't like the way of life. They don't like the way people live in the UK. They're trying to destroy this, and I believe that the UK and the US have to defend themselves. And yeah, that's definitely. Yeah.
When do you think global terrorism could be stopped?
Global terrorism, I believe that's here. It's going to be here for generations and generations, and it may not only be stopped by obviously going to war and just, let's say, violence against violence. As I said, education is going to help in actually eradicating global terrorism.
Thank you for your time.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Why do you think Islamic State are killing all these innocent people?
Why are they killing all these innocent people? Well, because they're fundamentalists, and they fundamentally believe that what they believe in is right, and what they are doing is right. So therefore, they feel fully justified to kill people in the name of Allah, I'm assuming. So that is why they are doing it.
Do you think the UK and the US are as bad as terrorists, in a way?
I suppose it depends upon your perspective. There's a very famous quote that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So while we in the West may view the actions of the US and the UK as a positive thing to be encouraged and to try and eliminate radical fundamentalism across the Middle East and the world in general, other people would view that as acts of terrorism against them. So it always depends upon your perspective. But to answer your question, I think that it's a tricky question. I think we do, as developed countries and as stable democracies, have a duty to at least help to improve conditions in other countries and try with the aim of enabling them to become stable democracies as well.
How do you think the UK could stop terrorism?
Well, terrorism in the UK is relatively small scale in comparison with the Middle East, particularly into Palestine and Iraq. We don't have suicide bombings every other week, or every week. Far from it. We have witnessed huge terrorist disasters like 7/7 in 2005, which were obviously devastating for thousands of people and caused huge issues. But I think the UK is very good, by and large, in stopping threats. We have security services and forces which their job is to monitor terrorist activity online and to be out there trying to stop terrorist cells and arresting people and detaining them for as long as necessary. So I think they do a relatively good job as far as we are aware. Obviously we get fed a certain amount of information that says we have stopped 4 attacks in the last year. Well, that's brilliant. That may well be the case. Do we know that? Until they give us more information, we can't be certain. We just have to trust that they are doing the right thing.
Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you very much.
How do you think the UK could stop terrorism?
I think the UK can stop terrorism by helping educate its students a little bit more on what's going on in the world. Education is really the way to go.
Do you think the UK and the US are as bad as terrorists?
In some ways, yes, because they go in sometimes into uninvited areas, but their intentions are always to help. Do they always do it in the best of ways? Probably not. But their intention is to help, so whereas terrorists' intentions are to hurt. So I don't think that they are like terrorists in that way, no.
Why do you think Islamic State are killing all these innocent people?
I think these people are just really confused and don't really know what's going on, and they have this anger and hate, and they're trying to get their own way, and in history that's been something that has been proven to be successful, but that's in the past. So now moving forward, they're labeled as terrorists, and they're not really getting their point across. They're coming across as very negative, in a negative light. So they're doing something that is historically tested, but not necessarily good.
And when do you think global terrorism could be stopped?
When everyone stops hating each other and starts accepting each other for their differences. That's the only way that it can stop.
Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome.
Terrorism is now a global threat, and many people believe the UN need to be doing more to tackle this global problem. I've been Ollie Holloway. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Ollie, and thank everyone else for watching. We have been reporters from Hayesbrook, and goodbye. Have a nice day, everyone.